Hello, and welcome back, my Panda Pals! Today we're going to be covering what happened on Season 8, Episode 5 of Happily Ever After. So, if you're down with that, sit down, buckle up, and let's go for a ride. Last episode, Ashley and Manuel head to a Catholic service where Ashley does not immediately bust into flames, and instead, she has a priest tell her that Manuel's family is 100% absolutely gonna judge her for being a witch, so maybe we don't tell them about that part? At least, not yet. The pair have landed in New York City, and Ashley is feeling all the good vibes.
Just gonna wait for the bags.
Manuel, on the other hand, is just not in the mood to entertain any of her excitement. He's tired, he's hungry, and he really just wants her to get her shit together so that they can go get dinner with Jonathan. They get to the hotel and Ashley wants to make some coffee, which makes Manuel a little pissy. And Ashley's like, dude, take a frickin' chill pill, cause we still gotta shower. And this makes Manuel even pissier.
There's just a full-on tantrum because he's hungry.
Ashley then tells him she's gonna go ahead and do a quick tarot reading, which, like, if the man didn't even have the patience to wait for you to push a button on a Keurig, like, what makes you think that pulling out the tarot cards right now was a good move? Ashley pulls the Three of Pentacles upside down, meaning there's a lack of teamwork. She pulls the Page of Cups upside down, which means that there is a lot of irrational emotion.
Dice verdad las cartas. Dios, mándame un pan aunque sea para comer.
Manuel, I'm done with
La señora me
this
va a
stupid-ass
matar de
conversation.
hambre.
And honestly, Ashley, just let him leave. Let him see how far he gets in this country where he does not know the language, where he could not travel without you and your money. Ashley gets mad at Manuel for very good reason, and she stomps away to take her shower. Ashley tells us that her reading concerns her because her tarot cards have never been wrong, and this pull was no bueno. So to give her the best chance at turning this trip around, she proceeds to take 2 hours to get ready. Now, here is my thing with tarot readings. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that tarot readings weren't so much like reading or predicting your future, but instead guiding you towards being introspective by showing you the potential energy or the vibe of the day. So, like, if your tarot cards are never wrong and you have bad readings that end up coming true, then isn't that just a confirmation that you are a self-fulfilling prophecy? These are the questions that haunt me every night. Not really. Let's move on. The pair head out, they meet up with Jonathan, who I'm sure is hoping that they do not argue because this bar definitely has a public bathroom that they can go to work out their feelings. Manuel really likes the area that they're staying in because it has a big Ecuadorian population and it really reminds him of the neighborhoods back home. Jonathan tells them that there will be a huge festival coming up to celebrate Ecuador's Independence Day.
Me puedo quedar.
Él se va a quedar aquí conmigo.
Y tú arráchate.
Yo puedo ir contigo?
No, solamente con Jonathan disfrutar. ¿Tú eres ecuatoriana?
Damn, I'd be so sad to be married to someone who hated spending time with me as much as Manuel does with Ashley. I cannot imagine not wanting to celebrate Korean holidays with my partner. Things like Seollal or Chuseok, I want him to be there. I want him to learn about it. I want him to celebrate it with my friends and my family. Like, I don't understand why Manuel is so adamant about including her in these things.
Ay, de la drama, esa mujer, Dios mío. Vive tu vida, déjame vivir mi vida.
Es nuestras vidas. Somos casados, loco.
They go on to drag Jonathan into the middle of it again. Lucky him. Ashley points out that Manuel is on the phone with Jonathan 24/7, and John is like, no, he's not. And Ashley's like, okay, then Manuel, who are you talking to all of the time?
Todavía él está hablando con la madre de sus hijos.
La verdad que no.
Which I guess wasn't a lie, but Jonathan fails to tell Ashley that Manuel's ex actively asks him about Manuel. Manuel tells us that Ashley is needlessly suspicious and he's got a lot of friends and family that he likes to talk to.
Pero ella se siente hasta celosa por un teléfono. Qué pena por ella.
Last episode, Kobe's friends think he's absolutely insane for thinking that marriage should be an equal partnership. And Kobe and Emily go out where Kobe basically tells him that his friends think that she is no bueno. 'Tis a rainy day in Cameroon and Emily is heading out with Kobe to meet up with his friends to play handball. Emily is not super enthused about meeting them because she now knows that no one there likes her and they all think that he should leave her and get himself a Cameroonian wife. So she attends the game knowing that she needs to make a good impression in order to prove her haters wrong. While playing, Kobe flares up an old ACL injury and Emily heads over to him on the sidelines to make sure he's okay.
Did you think you tore it again? I told you, I said don't go out there and hurt your leg. You need to put it up, because if it's up and elevated, then it's better.
Kobe's friends are all over here thinking, oh, women, they think we need them, but it is them who would die without us. How backwards and base is American culture. Ha 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 ha. His friends are very quick to point out to Kobe that this behavior is not proper in a woman. Emily is definitely overstepping her bounds, trying to tell him what to do when she says that he should not play because he'll only hurt himself more.
I was a little bit shocked when I saw Emily was trying to be a little bit pompous.
I don't love that. I don't love that even a little bit. Kobe tells us that it's hard not to take what his friends say into consideration and that sometimes he does wish Emily could understand that they are in Africa and if she acted a little bit more in line with Cameroonian culture, then it would greatly improve how his friends view their relationship. Kobe's a little upset because Emily hasn't listened to him telling her to take it down a few notches while they're here, and Emily definitely heard none of his request because she decides to go up to his friends and confronts them about how Kobe told her that they have some concerns about her and her marriage. The men are clearly very taken aback by this, and his best friend jumps in to say, I mean, yes, we were nervous that he was marrying a white woman because they can be bossy and authoritative.
They're bossy, they may be authoritative.
And all of that. But we're also very family-driven, very good mothers, very good wives.
His friends say she can go on and say that, but it doesn't matter because that's not really what they have been witnessing. They bring up how she was speaking with authority when she told Kobe not to play because of his knee injury, and that she should have told him in private because doing that in such a public forum was very embarrassing for him as a man. His bestie goes on to tell her that when Kobe got her pregnant, he asked Kobe what the heck he was gonna do with the girlfriend that he had in Cameroon.
Are you like jealous?
I'm just trying to figure out, was he dating this girl when he met me? So I'm like, but did he lie?
Ooh, his friends are 1,000% trying to activate the crazy in her and end their marriage. Last episode, Rob meets Callum and has a meltdown when he finds out that him and Sophie dated for like 5 seconds back when they were children. Rob pulls Sophie aside and he looks hella hurt and like he's on the verge of crying, and he asks Sophie why the heck she did not tell him that her and Callum dated.
We was 15 for about a month. It was like a young relationship. We tried because we had a good time together, but it was like, there was nothing there.
She was a child. Her favorite band was probably One Direction, like when they were 15. Do not act like this is the same level of deceit as you not telling her about the myriad of women that you sexted in your 30s as a grown-ass man.
It's already up. You got me meeting a guy best friend, but now
like,
it's your ex?
No, I promise you that. When I count my exes, he's not included.
I also do not consider the few boys that I dated before I was like 16 as exes. I'm pretty sure most people don't. They were 15. They couldn't even drive. Dating at 15 is basically seeing each other in between your classes, making out at your lockers, wondering who's gonna be voted prom king and queen, having your parents drop you off at the theaters where you told them you were gonna meet your girl best friend, but you're actually meeting him on a secret date so you guys can make out in the dark. Like, come on. You were in your 30s asking other women to send you pictures of their titties. Not the same thing. Rob goes on to get more and more heated, saying that Sophie telling him that Callum should not even be considered an ex is basically her dismissing his feelings. Sophie, like always, apologizes because she knows that's the only way to shut this kid up.
I'm sorry. What can I do?
You can keep it real with me.
I'm keeping it real with
I
you
married
right
you.
now.
All this is happening while her friends are on the other side of the glass, just watching in awe at how big of a whiny baby Rob is being. Callum heads over to make sure everything is okay, and Sophie's like, he's mad that we dated, but we barely even dated. And Callum is like, yeah, dude, we were just kids. Like, it was so insignificant. And Rob is like, well, I had an ex who ended up with her guy best friend, so you need to shut the f up and leave.
Didn't know you guys dated. So there is an attraction. You guys did like each other at some point. Call it what you want.
Callum tries to get Rob to practice some empathy, which I'm sure is just as easy as hurting a bunch of cats, but A+ for trying. Callum walks away and Sophie pouts, hugs Rob, and despondently tells him that she's so sorry she didn't tell him she was wrong and to please forgive her. She tells us that she genuinely feels bad for Rob because she now realizes that this situation is triggering for him because of his previous relationship with that ex who left him for her guy friend. And Sophie also says that she feels super guilty for not having prepared Rob better for Callum's visit.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You're just sorry that it all came out like this. You just was hoping to slide by and get this one over on me.
Dude, I cannot stand either of them. I cannot stand how Sophie constantly makes excuses for Rob and explains all of his behavior away, and I cannot stand how Rob is acting like what Sophie did is just as bad as what he did. He's such a delusional, selfish, monstrous prick. Rob tells Sophie to have fun because he's gonna go home, and Sophie's like, no, don't leave. What can I do to make this up to you? And Rob is like, nothing. You've already done it. And he walks away and he leaves Sophie to go back to her friends to tell them that Rob went home because he's angry at her for literally no reason.
It just didn't really go how I expected it to go. I kind of up, so I do feel like really bad about that.
Which I think is insane that she got herself to believe that, but whatever. She tells us that she had a talk with Callum to tell him that she's married and she has to take Rob's feelings into consideration, and therefore she cannot be friends with him anymore. Sophie tells us that if she has to choose between her lifelong friendship with Callum and her one-year marriage with Rob, she chooses Rob. She goes on to meet up with Rob so that she can tell him she dropped Callum and show him that she is prioritizing him and cares about how he feels.
I'm still salty about last night. So she really needs to do something very quickly to make it up to me if she thinks this relationship's gonna work.
What? She wakes up every morning and chooses this man. Every morning! Sophie tells him that her dropping Callum is proof that she puts him first, and he tells her that this is the first thing she's said in a long time that gives him hope that they might be able to work their relationship out.
When are you coming home?
Tomorrow.
Really? You'll be home tomorrow?
Yes.
Rob is happy enough that things seem to be turning out okay, and the pair head back home. Last episode, Mahmoud and Nicole argue over her hideously immodest choice of clothing. She calls him crazy, and he tells her that she can divorce him if she wants. Nicole heads out on her own to meet her friends without Mr. Mahmoud, and her friends are like, where's your husband?
He's not coming because he wants to get a divorce.
What?
Because my back is exposed. Yeah.
Her friends rally behind her, saying that his reaction was unacceptable and it's strange that he's so quick to put divorce on the table all of the time. Her friends can see that she's unhappy and that she's struggling, and that really hurts them.
Do you love him?
I love him to the moon and back, Julian, but does that make a difference?
Julian says that it's only been 2 days and she needs to give Mahmoud a bit more time to adjust to American life. He even offers to meet up with him so that he can show him the ropes. Her friends ask if they can head over to the apartment to meet him, and Nicole, the exemplar of good decisions, is like, sure, you guys did a pretty good job at cheering me up. I'm sure you guys could cheer him up too.
If the mountain do not come to the Mahomet, then Mahomet come to the mountain.
We're gonna go see him tonight. We're coming over.
Everyone gets to the apartment and Mahmoud is thrilled. He does not understand why she invited them over because they were fighting all day and now it's late and he is tired. But Nicole wants to show Mahmoud that she's not being rebellious. She's not trying to be a dick. She just wants him to genuinely experience American culture. She just wants to feed it into his mouth and cram it in there so hard that he chokes and dies. You know? Mahmoud stays in bed, so Nicole's friends take it upon themselves to go into his room, get on his bed, and give him a hug, which makes Mahmoud deeply uncomfortable because Islam dictates that he should not touch another woman who is not his wife. Mahmoud ends up leaving the room and he does his best to be a good sport, but then Nicole whips out a bunch of alcohol from the freezer for her friends, which Mahmoud was not aware was in the house, and this makes him super uncomfortable because, again, Islam also strictly forbids alcohol.
I think what she's doing right now is too much. I'm not American and she has to understand that.
I do not like Mahmoud, and honestly, I don't like Nicole either. But yeah, I don't like Mahmoud, but I agree that Nicole is being so freaking inconsiderate. The man has been here for 48 hours, and all she's done is shove a frozen pizza down his throat, start his morning off with 700 donuts, surrounded him with vajayjays and pubies, criticized him for being a horny womanizer, and then she brings her friends over late at night without giving him a heads up, and sits there and watches them make him deeply uncomfortable.
I definitely feel uncomfortable pouring drinks for my friends. It's a part of my culture to have good hospitality, so I am going to pour them a drink.
You don't have to hide behind the guise of trying to be a good American host. You can just tell us that you hate your husband. There is no way you are not doing this out of spite. Her friends ask him why he didn't come out, and Mahmoud tells them politely he was just really tired.
So tired is why.
You look tired. You look exhausted, actually.
You're a liar. Mahmoud, tell the truth. Yeah, tell the truth.
Why don't we put our tatas back in our dress and calm down? Nicole is so pissed because Mahmoud is trying to be polite to her friends despite their argument earlier in the day. I guess when she said that she wanted to have her friends cheer him up and give him a good old American welcome, what she meant was that she wants them to see how awful and terrible her husband is to her.
Who wants to get a divorce over a dress?
I don't know. Who wants to get divorced over her husband looking at another human being? Nicole says that this is embarrassing for her because it makes her look like she's being overdramatic and a liar. Her friends ask what the heck happened, and Mahmoud says that they just had a little fight earlier in the day.
Just a little one where you said we were gonna, get a divorce.
Excuse me.
Little hateful little.
Hey, hey.
No, I don't even want to be near him.
Dude, someone needs to pop a Xanny or like 10. I'm so sorry, but if I was her friend and I witnessed this interaction, guess who I'm not friends with anymore? Moving on to a section that I like to call TLDCDW. Too long, don't care, didn't watch. Jasmine and Gino, all you gotta know, Jasmine has a meltdown. She manipulates Gino into agreeing to hire a lawyer to look over his paperwork after he's done filling it out about immigration and her green card and all that good stuff. Oh, and also, she doesn't really want a baby anymore. Pat and Thais come into the chat. All you need to know, they're going to Brazil to visit Thais' family, and John decides to invite himself on the trip, and Thais is like, hell no, and Pat is like, well, and so Thais is like, ugh, fine. So now I guess John is coming. And that, my Panda Pals, is all for today. I hope everyone enjoyed the ride. If you are not a part of this awesome Panda Parade, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a big fat thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Be sure to stay tuned for the next video, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!